because my computer went out for service, and when it came back, they had completely reformatted and reloaded my hard drive.
That's never good.
Well, it was fine, actually. It's all fine. And it only took me 2 days to get everything reloaded again. Fortunately, all of my documents were in the cloud, so I didn't lose anything.
Yeah, we have most everything on Dropbox, so it's pretty simple to reconstruct.
Yep. And actually, one of the things that I love about that is I am now syncing everything online only and only downloading the actual documents that I need at the moment. So my hard drive is not completely full anymore, which is cool. So that's a cool thing. Sandra, unmute yourself and say hello.
Hello. Sorry, I'm like trying to eat real quick, and then I got 4 dogs on me at the same time. Oh, I'm like,
Are you back home now?
I am.
And things are
So
going well?
they are. Just stressing out a little with schoolwork because I got finals again, but and then all these dogs. But other than that, we're good. Right now, this morning I had groceries delivered. Or I just had a few things delivered from Costco. So I got some organic eggs, got some water, some chicken, things like that. But my mom heard the door, or she heard the ruckus outside, and so she was like, "Oh my gosh, who is that? Is that the dog pound?" I was all, because I have 5 dogs. I'm like, "Come on, it's not the dog pound." But this is the girl I brought back with me
She's
from
cute.
from my uncle's house. Remember, I was like, "I'm gonna find her at home." So yes, we're back home and we're back cooking.
Cool.
He looks like my granddaughter's dog.
Yeah, does she want another one?
She already has 3.
Yeah, I'm up to 5 now.
That's a lot of dogs.
Yeah, but they make me happy.
Good. So how are things going for you WildFit wise?
They're good. There are a few things I decided to bring back. I did bring back tortillas, but just once in a while. So I have the tortillas once in a while. I had a little bit of cheese, but organic.
And how did you feel after you had it?
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's not good because I'm like, I felt okay. And let's see, I'm good. I don't need rice. Don't miss it.
Good.
I've had about maybe 2 slices of bread. I do feel the bloating. So I don't like the bloating. But yeah, I don't foresee needing bread again. I haven't had any pasta. It doesn't interest me. So this week I just am like, I need to come up with new recipes because I posted some that I was using last week that I liked that dressing I was making. It was like a Thai dipping sauce, but I think I overdid it. So now I'm like, I'm sick of it. So I'm like, I need something else because I was putting it on everything. Then with the Alka-Geyser, I decided to change it up yesterday. I did put a little bit of apple back in.
Okay.
Because remember in the beginning, I never put the apple. So I decided to try it with the apple this time to change it up. So I also blended it so much that there wasn't too much left. So I didn't have a lot of pulp. So I'm going to try that out this time because there was one day that I was out on the street and I didn't take anything for breakfast. So I stopped at Juice It Up.
At where?
Juice It Up. It's called Juice It Up. And so according to me, it didn't have sugar because it was just cucumber, celery, the greens, but they do it at apple. And I was like, oh, this is tastier. And so, but it didn't have any pulp. And so I'm like, I slurped that one down. And so that's why I decided this week, I was like, I'm going to change mine up and maybe make it a little different, add the apple. And then also, like I said, I kept blending it until there was hardly any pulp left because I was like, I want to try that out instead of, having the pulp. So yes, those are my updates.
Cool. So just keep in mind with the apple, and the apple's absolutely fine. But if weight loss is still a goal and you're not losing, you're putting, the apple is putting sugar back in your diet.
Yeah.
Same thing with the tortillas, same thing with the bread. That's all putting sugar in. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you're not losing the weight that you want to, you need to make sure you pull that stuff back out.
Okay.
And it doesn't mean you have to do it all the time. It just means, you know, when weight loss is the goal, you want to get rid of the sugar so you can flip the switch into ketosis mode.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome.
Yep.
I will also say, actually, I'm going to not say, well, I am going to say, I'm going to steal Stan's thunder. If you saw the recipe that he posted for the shrimp curry,
No.
check it out. It's really, really good. He made it for dinner for us last weekend, I think it was. And it's really, really good. And I would say also in terms of variety, although it's really good with shrimp, you could also do it with chicken equally well. So,
Yeah, I need to try curry because that same person that gave me the recipe also for the dipping sauce,
mhm.
I had to reach out to her and she told me the same thing because I was like, I need more recipes. She told me to try the curry. But
Sorry, hang on a second. I'm having a new gas fireplace installed and they're making noise.
that is awesome.
It's actually
on.
really awesome.
I want to live at your house, Sally.
You're not the
But-
only one that says that.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm like, ooh. But yes, so I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought
Oh,
about what
we were
the
talking
shrimp
about
sandwich.
the
So I
curry.
do want to try the curry. I have never had curry before in my life. So I thought about trying that. I did find a recipe for this morning already. I was looking at recipes for fried chicken. So I still have my almond flour. So
Mhm.
I thought about trying that up this afternoon because I'm like I said, just switch it up. Something new.
So
Oh, I finally,
I used to do
sorry.
oven fried chicken.
Okay. And I've been trying the bacon in the air fryer.
Uh-huh.
The only thing that's weird with this bacon that I bought at Sprouts, the one that's sugar free,
Uh-huh.
doesn't have a lot of fat. So
Really?
it takes forever to fry up. And then once because I don't like, the fat and all that jazz. And so I let it, well done, but then it gets a little too crispy. So
I like it super crispy, but that's
yeah,
just,
yeah. So it's not bad, but yeah, I'm like I tried that again, but yeah, it's just funny because I'm like I guess it's good bacon because it doesn't have a lot of lard, so that's good. Oh, that's good.
well,
And I did have pinto beans. I was excited about that because I hadn't had my beans in a while. So, but yes, I know that I'll just switch back probably next week.
okay. Yeah, and it's absolutely fine. There's nothing to say that eating the stuff that you're choosing is really, really bad. I mean, you know what the impact is from the bread, so you know you're not going to do that very often. Are you doing corn or flour tortillas?
Corn. So I found these ones at we have a store called Clark's. I don't know if you guys have one.
No.
It's supposed to be like all organic and whatever.
Oh,
So
nice.
I went there and yeah, I got some nice chicken there. It was really like finely like thinly sliced. It was good. The tortillas I got are supposed to be there's only like 3 ingredients in them and they're thin tortillas, so they're not like the normal. So I'm like they're not bad.
Okay, good job. Keep it up. Keep it
Yep.
up.
Yep, I will.
All right, Stan, what's going on with you besides shrimp curry?
Well, I'm home again too. No real big insights. My weight's been stable. Well, I can't tell for sure. I think my weight's been stable, but the scale is so off that I really can't be certain. In terms of how my clothes feel, I think it's been stable. I just riced 2 cauliflowers before this call. One of them is now in the freezer as a bag, and the other one's in the fridge as a bag. That's not something I ever would have done 6 or 8 weeks ago. So that was kind of cool. And I've wild fit-ized a recipe for carnitas, which I'm making for supper. So that'll be nice.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, can you post that one? Because that would be a good one.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
I kind of want to make it first.
See how it
And
tastes.
then, because if it's a dud, then, but there's actually a ton of internet recipes for either with or without the Instant Pot. The first recipe I found looked pretty good. It didn't use Instant Pot. And then I went and found an Instant Pot one, so I'm going to use elements of both of those because I'd rather cook for half an hour than 2 hours. I think probably my biggest challenge is I have brought back some wine, and I'm sometimes using it in a good way, but other times it kind of becomes automatic to drink it, and that's not a good thing. So I'm kind of having a little bit of a mental challenge with that.
And I'd say the same thing that I said to Sandy, you know, if weight loss is a goal, the wine is sugar. So something to think about.
Yep. Well, and it's the same deal as always. I mean, it's not just the wine calories itself, but also the fact that it's a cascade food for me, and so it causes me to eat other things that I wouldn't have been eating necessarily.
Right.
So I don't know. The obvious answer is just don't have it anymore because it's not a food that I need. But I'm really finding it very hard to reconcile myself to that.
Well, and I understand that too. Maybe one of the options is only to have it in a social setting that involves other people.
That's a thought, yeah.
So just something to think about. It sounds overall like you're really doing well on track. And I love the fact that you're thinking about, you know, ricing cauliflower ahead.
Yeah.
When 13 weeks ago, ricing cauliflower probably wasn't even in your vocabulary at all.
No, it really wasn't.
Yeah. And if you're planning to keep that in the freezer for a little while, if you want to bring that over tonight, I'll vacuum seal it for you. So it'll get all the moisture out. And they cook better that way when you cook them up at the afterwards. Cool. Good job. Dana.
We had our Santa event and all the grandkids over this weekend.
Nice.
It came out good. We didn't do Wild Fit very well over the weekend, but the rest of the time I've stayed pretty well to it. I had Alan's family tradition is to have chocolate gravy, which one I don't like chocolate gravy on top of the fact that you have to put it on biscuits.
I've never even heard of chocolate gravy.
It doesn't even sound good.
It always made me sick, but it's a family tradition, so they did it. Then the grandkids loved it.
Of course.
They have to eat their egg first, though. That's one of the rules.
Chocolate gravy with eggs. That
No,
doesn't
you eat your
sound-
eggs, and then you get the chocolate gravy and a biscuit.
doesn't sound good to me.
Alan likes them, though. He just finished them up. I've decided that me and wheat don't get along.
Really?
So Thanksgiving was my first day not eating Wild Fit, period. Well, I won't say period, but I had stuffing and I had mashed potatoes that Alan made with milk, and nobody knows the fact that I used almond milk with the green bean one, but Alan made the mashed potatoes, so I didn't get a whole lot of say so in that. But the bread, after dinner, I just felt horrible. I mean, like super sick, and I didn't know if it was the milk or the bread. So the next day I said, okay, I love turkey sandwiches. I'll just do the turkey sandwich and see if it's the bread. And it was. So I am not doing bread.
Good.
I still like turkey sandwiches though, so I'm gonna have to figure something out for that.
I just put my turkey sandwich on a plate without the bread and use a knife and fork.
I just ate turkey the whole rest of the time until it was
Yeah.
gone.
Or make a wrap with leaves of romaine lettuce.
Yeah, that works too.
That doesn't make me happy. I just as soon eat it. And milk, I've had cheese like twice at somebody else's house. And cheese doesn't seem to bother me, but milk makes me really sick. So I don't know.
And pay attention to different kinds of cheeses too, because some may be worse than others.
It was a
No,
sharp
no.
cheddar. But for the most part, I'm not eating outside of what we're supposed to eat. We did have rice and lamb curry. But even then I cut back on the rice. It just wasn't doing it for me anymore. So I'll probably do it with some quinoa, but Ellen's not into the quinoa yet.
Where are you with cauliflower? I've forgotten.
Cauliflower rice tastes like cooked cauliflower to me, no matter how you cook it. And I like cauliflower raw. I do not like it cooked at all. So I'll eat cauliflower. I just won't eat cauliflower rice.
Have you tried cooking cauliflower rice in broth, either chicken or beef stock? That might make the difference for you. And the other thing that Stan introduced me to when he did the shrimp curry was adding, and this won't work for you, but I'm going to say it right now anyway. I already know it won't work for you. Adding a bunch of spinach to it.
Nope, it won't.
Not for you. Let's not kill Dana. But it's another great way to get a bunch more greens in, and it makes the cauliflower rice look pretty. So kind of a cool thing for the rest of us that aren't going to die from eating spinach.
Well, I could try it with kale.
Yeah, that could work. And are you
I
keeping?
don't think Ellen will eat it.
Really? Does he not eat cauliflower?
He eats cauliflower.
Well, just
He
tell
doesn't
him.
eat kale.
Oh,
He doesn't eat very many vegetables.
yeah, that's tough. That's tough for sure. Are you keeping up with your alkalizers?
I started them back up, and I really missed them. I didn't have them for a whole week.
Yeah, I did the same thing actually. I think I took off almost 2 weeks because I was just really into bacon. Thank you, Sandra, and eggs, which I did like every morning for about 2 weeks. And I woke up one morning, I'm like, no, I really need an alkalizer. And it was like a total relief to go back there. So cool. Cool. What are you doing with wine? Are you back to your regular consumption of wine or?
No, maximum 1 glass. And I don't really like the box wine. And it was only good after the second glass anyway. So I'm going to just do wine 1 day a week and
Do the
skip
good
the
stuff.
rest of the time.
Cool. Good job. Have you lost more weight? Your face actually looks a little thinner to me.
I haven't lost any more weight, but my blood pressure is way down.
Excellent. There's a win
Yeah,
That's a huge win.
for sure.
it's down 20 points.
That's awesome, Dana.
That's really big.
Yep, if I keep going, I can probably get off the blood pressure medication.
I don't know how low it has to get to even like reduce it. Have you talked to your doctor about that at all?
No, they made me do a blood pressure thing via video, and that was their very first video conference, so they were having troubles on their end.
Hmm.
They gave me the wrong initials to plug in there, so I was having troubles on my end. But it was just with the MA, it wasn't anybody that could make a decision on anything. So I figure I'll just play around with it for a little bit and take one out and see what happens.
Cool.
But I'm going to have to lose more weight for that to be effective, because it is dropping pretty low in the afternoon, like under 120.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, that's a little low. It makes you want to go to sleep.
Yeah, which may mean you need to cut down on the medication. Could well be. But I'm not a doctor.
Nope.
I'm not advising you to.
I know. I'll play with it myself and then tell the doctor what I'm going to do.
That's what I do too. Play with it.
I've done it
what I
more
would
than
tell.
once.
For sure.
I'm a firm believer, Dana, that we can establish our effective dose when it comes to things like that.
We can, we just,
Yeah.
you know, if you experiment and it's staying low, then you need to do something else, because if you're
Yeah.
falling asleep, you're dangerous, actually.
Yeah. Well,
For sure.
congratulations.
So how about you, Linda?
I have been experimenting. First of all, breathing every day and all day. When I think about it, I just
I
do
breathe
it.
all day too. I think
Well,
we all do.
I know the deep breathing, right? I find myself when I get a little triggered to stop, do the breathing, help me get back centered again. And that has helped with the anxiousness and the stupid eating and all that stuff. Um, Water is great, loving it plain. I've stayed true to the Alkagizers. Instead of bringing food with me, I make an Alkagizer and I put it in my great big thermos, ice cold, and just sip on that throughout the day that I'm gone. Um, so I've been doing that. I did experiment with a few things. First of all, brandy and eggnog, delicious, delicious, delicious. But the eggnog does fuck with my stomach. It just really gets me gassy, not feeling the best at the end of the day. I had a little bit of bread in a little casserole thing. Bread's out, man. I ain't ever touching it again. Bread, pasta, rice, I need none of it. None of it. I've been staying good with my sugar-free foods I choose at the grocery store when shopping. I keep reading the labels, doing all that. Staying true to my tender belly bacon, which has a lot of meat, little fat, but it's delicious. And my eggs, and eating beef, Teton Polish sausages. So those are like, oh God, I need something, and it's a quick thing to eat. I made gingerbread cookies. I thought, oh, love my gingerbread, and I ate one, and it tasted like a fucking piece of cardboard. Everybody else loved them. I don't need it anymore. That's out. So yes, I'm very bloated right now through all my little tastiness through this cooking that I've been doing, and a little bit of sugar I've been experimenting with, and it's just not where I want to be, you know. So it was really good to try to put it back in, see how I felt. Um, so this has been a really good experiment for me, and I've made some major decisions on what's going to go in and not go in. So
Cool.
thank you, Kelly. Yeah, very good.
Cool. So for everybody, keep working on your food categories list and really look at what you're willing and able to move below your freedom line now. I mean, like you were just, several of you have been really clear, bread's just not really a thing in terms of how it makes you feel. And so it's really important to keep that in mind. One of the things that I knew after I finished my 90-day challenge, and especially because I didn't have any coaching throughout the process, was that I was kind of losing track of what's really below the line, what's really essential, you know, what's occasional, what's rarely, or I'm sorry, what's optional, what's rarely. And it was really with you guys that I started paying much more attention to that again. So, and as a result, I can really recognize the importance of doing that. So I'm going to suggest it for you while you've got a coach, that you do kind of keep track of that and pay attention to those kinds of things. And speaking of coaches, while I was camping a couple of weeks ago, I took time out because I had the opportunity to sit for my oral exam with WildFit. And I am now an official certified WildFit coach. So all done with that. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sally.
And thank you all, because without you all, I wouldn't have been able to go sit for the oral exam. So really appreciate that. And it is, in fact, I updated my Facebook timeline homepage today and put that in there. So yeah, pretty cool. So what are you thinking might be challenges for you moving forward? Anybody?
For me, I think it's just gonna be finding variety. But you know, just keep on looking on the internet and finding recipes. I did try one recipe that one of my friends suggested to me because she's vegetarian, and so I was like, what do you suggest? I finally tried it and it was good. It was mushroom tacos.
I love
So
mushroom tacos.
yeah, so it was good to me. So I enjoyed that. But yeah, I need to just keep playing around with things. Like the other day, I tried to make my Thai beef salad again, but the piece of meat that I got, I didn't like and just kind of ruined it. So I just got to keep on playing around with things. I tried cauliflower hummus. I forgot about that.
Oh, wow.
Did not like it.
How do you make cauliflower hummus?
I bought it already made at the
Oh.
store, at that store that I told you about, that Clark's.
Uh-huh.
And so it might have just been the spices they use to add flavor to it, because I don't know, I didn't like it. So it might have just been the spice. But so I'll look for another one to try. But yeah, that one was in the store, so I picked that one up to try that one out.
Interesting. I haven't ever tried that.
Yeah.
Sandra,
Hummus from scratch is great. Add a little tiny bit of horseradish and it kind of spices it up.
Yeah.
mhm.
Well, and I still want to find a recipe for making my own crackers. So I found one for tahini. That's the one that's that sesame seeds. So I
Uh-huh.
need to try that one out.
Cool.
Go and join the Wild Fit Eating, Healthy Eating by Wild Fit Community Recipes page
On
On
Facebook?
Facebook.
on Facebook. Yeah, I
Oh.
joined it and there's all kinds of recipes there. So you might find something, or you might want to post there to see if someone can give you some ideas or whatever.
Awesome. Cool.
Cool.
Didn't know about it.
It's called Healthy Eating by Wild Fit Community Recipes.
All right, now I'm going to look.
Do you have an Instapot, Sandra?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll post out some of my recipes for curry. I love curry, so I'm actually experimenting with green curries right now, trying to make it Wild Fit friendly. So I will work on that some more, and when I get it good, I'll post it. But I have some good, easy curry recipes that are, I mean, they're super simple, and I like the curry over the quinoa, so it's a little more palatable than just plain.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like curry over cauliflower rice just fine. And I'll give you some as well. I eat a lot of curry in a lot of different varieties. And like last night, I made beef stroganoff.
Then well, that interests me.
What did you use instead of the sour cream?
So I did the same thing that I did with the green bean casserole for Thanksgiving, which was I took like 2 cups of mushrooms and sauteed those with a little bit of garlic, like a garlic clove, and then about a cup of chopped up parsnips, and I didn't chop them small because they're going to get immersion blended. So saute the mushrooms first, put the parsnips in with a cup of water, boil them until the parsnips get super soft, and then immersion blend it to turn it into a sauce, which is super thick. And then I thinned that down with a little bit of beef stock in the pot with the mushrooms and the onions and the beef. And
So
served it over
Question.
cauliflower rice.
sorry. When you do use the immersion blender, do you use the mason jar, or is there a specific, because the other day I had such a hard time with my mayonnaise and I don't know what it was.
What container were you doing it in?
First, I was trying to use a plastic, like I can't think of the name right now. Well, what is it? Just like Tupperware.
Uh-huh.
And then it just was like super running. And
Yep.
so I was like,
Yeah, so one of the keys, and Stan and I have both had mayonnaise failures relatively recently. I don't know if it's got something to do with the egg or something to do with the oil or whatever. But
Yeah.
it does happen occasionally. But one of the big keys to being able to do it effectively is the container that you're doing it in should be about the same size as the immersion blender. You don't want there to be a lot of room around the immersion blender.
okay.
So I do it in a wide mouth pint-sized mason jar.
Yeah, because I gave up that day and I was like, forget it, because I like ruined like 4 eggs, and then I was like, forget it. And I
Oh.
was like, let me just try it the next day. And the next day I finally was able to get it better. But yeah, I just was like, what's the problem here? Because I kept switching out, like, 'cause then I found a glass to try it in, and just wasn't working for me. I lessened the oil.
So sometimes if it's not coming together properly, you can still salvage it into salad dressing. Because what you've got basically is a bunch of oil, add some vinegar to it and some mustard and whatever the seasonings, and then you've got an awesome vinaigrette.
I'll have to try it because what I ended up doing was that I just cooked it and I gave it to the dogs.
Ah.
It just looked like a big old egg pancake.
Yeah, one of the things, and I don't think I've published it yet, is how to fix food. Because I do occasionally make mistakes, and I can't remember what it was. I was making something a couple of weeks ago, and it was a curry actually, and it came out like really runny and wasn't what I wanted. So I got out the immersion blender and turned it into soup, and that was awesome actually.
Well, and one more question on that. So I do want to try cauliflower again. I haven't completely given it up. I do have a bag of it's already riced.
Mhm.
So I'll try to do like the fried rice that you posted before. And then, gosh, I keep losing my train of thought. Sorry, guys. I'm having my endless moments today. If I remember, I'll speak up.
Cool. So the question that I asked was challenges, and we got back on recipes. So, because your challenge was finding variety. Okay, that's cool. What other challenges for you guys?
Mm. I think for me, the thing in tune with my
Hey, Linda,
soft,
your connection's really bad. Hang on a second. Let's move to Stan and see if your connection clears up a second, okay? I think you were about to say something, Stan.
Yeah, I think for me, the wine is a challenge, and I talked about that already. The other one is really remembering to observe my food dialogue when I feel moved to eat something. If I'm hungry and legitimately hungry, then it's a matter of what I choose, and the food dialogue has a lot to do with that. But still, I feel that kind of pull to eat when I really don't need to eat, because that's how I've lived most of my life. And sometimes I'm succeeding in bringing up the food dialogue and saying, okay, well, so there's really not any reason to eat at this point. But other times I'm not. It's like I have the impulse and I just follow it. So getting less of B and more of A is my challenge, I think.
Well, and
it's going to be progressive.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I think that one of the things to really notice there, Stan, is that you have some kind of food dialogue now. Even 13 weeks ago, if what you had was the impulse to eat something, you wouldn't have had any reason to have done anything other than follow the impulse. So I think that's a huge win.
Okay.
Give yourself some acknowledgement for things that are different than what they have been in your life previously. It's really important to notice those things. And, and I think for most of us to stay on any kind of nutritional program, well, most of them are just diets, right? So I'm going to say to stay on a diet for as long as you guys have been doing this. I know for me, it wasn't something that was really sustainable in terms of trying to do that previously. So I think that whatever we're managing to do now, that is an improvement over what we had done previously, is definitely a big win and important to pay attention to. How about you, Dana?
I think probably for me a big change is the switch to much more vegetables, because I really was not getting enough vegetables. So I've been doing the Alka-Geyser every morning, and that starts me off with more vegetables than I used to have in a whole day. And then there will be salad or some kind of cooked vegetable as the day goes on.
Yeah, I find a lot of times I'm still kind of addicted to eggs and bacon. Thanks, Sandy. Appreciate that. Just kidding. I actually do enjoy it. But, you know, especially starting the day with an Alka-Geyser, and then a lot of times I'm having like a gigantic salad for lunch, and it'll get to be dinner time, and most of the time I don't really want dinner. So I may decide I'm topping off my day of eating with, oh, a Polish sausage, which becomes my dinner. But I'm fine with it. I mean, I think it absolutely works to be able to work through that. And the more vegetables, the better. And some days, you know, no meat at all. Just depends. Challenges for you, Dana?
Alan doesn't eat very many vegetables, so getting him to switch. Like I made some sweet potato chips in the air fryer, and I finally didn't burn them. So they actually tasted pretty good, but he didn't want anything to do with them.
Really? What's his objection? Is it color or perceived flavor, or
It's different.
it's different? Okay. One of my favorite things is I'll make cubes of sweet potatoes that are like, you know, half an inch or so cubes, and I'll air fry those and use them like croutons on salad, which I really enjoy a lot. Just
I
another.
don't like croutons. I don't miss them.
No, well, I don't like croutons either, but I like getting that extra flavor and a different texture in with the salad. So just another thought. So is there anything that you feel like you're missing food-wise at this point?
Not really. I mean, I added back in a little bit of rice once in a while, but we're not eating it. Alan might eat it daily, but I'm not. I just like it with the curry sauce on it. So I just need to find a substitute for that.
Yeah, so quinoa is an option.
Millet's an option too, and it's real low on the glycemic scale because it's a seed.
Right.
So that doesn't taste bad, but he didn't like that either.
Yeah, and both millet and quinoa are considered pseudo cereals, which means they really are grains. So again, not a whole lot of it, not a whole lot in terms of frequency, but every once in a while, not a big deal. Probably don't want to eat 2 or 3 cups of it at a time.
Well, on the glycemic scale, they're a lot lower, so it's better for you.
Yeah, true. Absolutely. How about you, Linda? Anything you feel like you're really missing?
No, not really. If I feel like having something salty, I grab the nuts or seeds. Sometimes though, I feel like I do want something a little sweet, and I still don't know what that is. So I don't know, you know, do I just have that something sweet, see how I feel? Or do I just ignore it and eat a carrot, right? So I'm just trying to work out like, where's that coming from, right? Why am I wanting that? What am I lacking maybe? Is it a mental lack or is it actual physical lack? So I'm trying to determine when I feel like having something, what's behind it, so I could better understand how to proceed forward in a healthy way.
Good. And, you know, for me, one of the things that I find is that every once in a while, I do want something sweet. And it often is that emotional aspect, right? So for me, it's usually on the order of, well, I want this because I've had a really hard day, or I've had a really good day, because those are the 2 main drivers, and I deserve something sweet. My something sweet at this point, when I choose to do that, is typically a single date. And that's all it takes.
Maybe a fig.
Yeah. And I only do that like once every couple of weeks, maybe.
Okay.
So, I mean, it doesn't happen all that often. And to my way of thinking, unless that becomes a cascade food, right? I don't see anything wrong with that. But if you can do it with carrots, do it with carrots.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it with
Okay.
whatever sweet thing that's actually good for you, you can get away with.
Get a Yukon Gold apple. They're awesome.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that sounds good. Those gold apples are good. Yeah, at Thanksgiving, we had Yukon potatoes, mashed potatoes with butter and salt, pepper, gravy. Couldn't care a rat's ass about it. Didn't want it, didn't crave it, didn't. I just went for the meat, man. Meat and veggies. It was good.
Yeah. And
So,
I really like mashed cauliflower.
yeah, I never liked cauliflower, if you remember. I hate it with a passion. I could have it riced. That's my go-to replace pasta.
Hmm.
Vegetable. It gives the pasta. It gives the spaghetti recipe some roughage, some texture to it. So I like it for replacement for the pasta.
Good,
Sure.
good. Cool. All right. Well, anything else you guys want to check in with? You feel uncomfortable?
I'm a little uncomfortable with the program ending. The support and it was so good, and listening to everybody, their struggles, their solutions, it was so helpful. And I found having this big long break that I felt like some of the things concrete in 100% started breaking apart a little bit. So I hope there's a place we could go or continue to have bonus videos from time to time to bring us back together, back on track.
I got a couple of things that I'm working on for you. And I've been swamped over the last couple of weeks, so I haven't been able to get that completely put together for you yet. But I got a couple of things I'm working on for you. And when you're feeling that way, check in on the Facebook group. Don't just stay there and don't just stay off and stay by yourself. Check in on the Facebook group, and it might take a little bit longer to get back to you, but we'll be there. You'll get
Yeah,
some support.
and Linda, I'll share my phone number too, so you can always text message me or whatever, because I know that sometimes it does take me a little bit to get back on the Facebook, but I'll share my phone number, so if anybody wants to, connect,
Yeah,
we can connect that way.
that'll be great. Yeah, because I'm a firm believer on this. You have that one coal in the barbecue, and when it's by itself, it goes out. But if you put it together with everybody else burning together, it just ignites, and I just don't want to fizzle out. I want to stay on track until it's really ingrained 100%.
Yeah,
Where I don't
and
have to think about it, right?
yeah, and if anybody else wants to share their phone number, we can also do like a group chat. There's like WhatsApp and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
that'd be great. Yeah, I'll put my number on Facebook, and I'm in, so that
Cool.
would be great. Just check in every now and then would be good.
yeah.
And do me a favor, guys, if you want to do that and you want me to be involved, don't do it on WhatsApp. Just do it in regular text, please. I hate WhatsApp. I have too many apps to keep track of already, which is, just getting on Facebook is enough trouble.
We could do a group text. That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sally, I do want to learn about the other services. I remember you talking about other stuff you do on the side. So I need some help with finances.
We can talk about that. Yeah,
So yeah.
we can talk about that. Cool, awesome. Anything else? We feeling good?
Yeah, feeling good.
Perfect.
Good to see you guys, and congratulations, Sally.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes.
I appreciate it. And congratulations to all of you guys. You've had some amazing results. And just one thing I heard you say, Linda, and I just want to hit on this really quick. You said you want to, keep getting support until this is ingrained and you don't have to think about it.
Right.
You're never going to reach the point that you don't have to think about it. That's how you got to this point, right? You got to this point in your life by
Right.
not thinking about it. But now
I guess,
you'll just get more and more familiar, but keep thinking.
put it. Yeah.
Stan,
Yeah,
did you have a thought?
not really.
Okay, perfect. I had a thought for you, which we haven't talked about. We thinking like 5:30 this evening?
Sure.
Okay, cool, perfect. That sounds
Yeah.
great.
And let us know how those carnitas taste.
I'll take pictures and
Okay.
you can post the recipe. Thank you guys so much. I am so grateful to all of you for your hard work, for staying with it, for all that you've accomplished. I think you've done an amazing job. And I'll get back to you before too long with what next steps are looking like, hopefully before the end of the year. Cool.
Well, thank you and have a good Christmas, everybody.
Excellent.
Yes, everybody, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We'll see you the next time.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take
Bye.
care.